Hi guys, it is Sammy Joe bringing you another gameplay commentary. Today I have a story to tell you guys, and I hope that you guys will feel bad for me. Pretty much driving today, I was going to get my car aligned because my tires were, I don't know how to describe it. I needed to put air in my tires really bad a couple weeks ago. And my tires have to hold, I don't know really what it's really called, but they're supposed to be like 45, and whenever I put the gauge on it, it was on 10. And so my tires were really low on air a couple weeks ago, and I waited too long. I waited like a week before I put air in it because I didn't have any quarters, which is a lame excuse, and I should have done that and got it over with. But since I really did not think it was a big deal, I just procrastinated and waited. So I messed up my tires, and I had to get new tires this weekend when I was home. And we went to Walmart, and my dad drove my car, and he was like, "Wow, Sam, like your brakes don't seem good. You know, your tires are really bad, and your steering wheel is shaking when I'm driving, so, you know, we gotta get this fixed." So we went and got new tires, and it kind of helped the steering wheel a little bit. Well, on the way home, my dad was driving again, and it sounded like there was, like, metal things, like, falling off of my tires. And so my dad was like, "Okay, we'll just go get an alignment and then have them check it out. It'll be okay, whatever, blah, blah." So today, I go and I get my car, where I drop off my car, and they said I had an appointment this morning at 12. And so I left my car there when I went to school, and I went back and I said I'll be back around 3:30 pick it up, 3:30 to pick it up. And she was like, "Okay, all right, that's fine." And I'm sorry if you can't hear me right now. My computer's freezing, so I hope that this is all right. Yeah, it worked. All right, good. My computer keeps freezing for some reason, but hopefully I'm coming out in one piece. But anyway, so I left my car there, and I said I'll be back around 3:30 to pick it up. And she's like, "Okay, okay." So I go back around 3:15, and my car wasn't even close to being ready yet. She was like, you need front brakes, and I couldn't do anything without your permission." And the guy wrote down the wrong number, so they had my wrong phone number they were trying to call, and it wasn't even my phone number. And so I was like, let me just call my parents real quick and see what they say. And my mom said to call my dad, so my dad said no, to hold off on getting the brakes. Did I say tires or brakes? Well, I meant tires. I mean brakes. I meant brakes. God, I meant brakes. To hold off on getting brakes. And so I was like, "Okay, just hold off on it." And I was like, "But the alignment's finished though, right?" And she was like, "Yeah." And then she went and talked to the guy, and then she comes back and she said, "Oh, actually, no. The alignment isn't done yet." And I was like, "What? Okay, whatever. Like, you guys had my car for 3 hours. How is it not done?" I didn't even say anything. I was just like, "Okay, I'll come back, whatever." So Taylor had to drive me there. Finally, my car was done, and I hate dropping my car off at places to get it fixed or oil change or whatever, because every single time I get my car back, it's dirty and disgusting. The outside of it, I mean, I understand it was in a shop, but I mean, ugh, it's just really annoying. Now I have to go get my car washed, which is another $5, whatever. And so it was dirty on the outside. The floor, the carpets and stuff are all dirty from their gross, disgusting, dirty shoes. And so now I have to go get my car washed. But anyway, that's not the big deal. That's not the problem. So, I get in my car, and I start pulling out of the parking lot, and this lady is driving really close behind me, and somebody in front of me slammed on brakes. So I slammed on brakes, and this idiot hit me. After I just got my car fixed and everything, this idiot hit me. And I'm like, "Oh my God, what the hell?" So there's this big lady gets out of her car and comes over to my window, and I'm like, "Oh my God, oh my God." And I open my window, and you would think this lady had the deepest voice. You would think that she would have a deep voice, but she comes over and she's like, "Hi, I'm really sorry that happened, blah, blah, blah," like talking in this high-pitched voice. And she was like sitting there explaining it to me. I was like, "Whatever, like, let's just call the cops, let's call people, have them come." So my car is messed up in the back, Her car is messed up in the front, and I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. So we're sitting there, and this lady pulls out, she goes in her car and pulls out 2 cups of coffee, and she's like, here, do you want some? I always bring extra just in case I meet a friend. I'm like, I am not your friend, lady. You just hit my car. What makes you think that I want coffee from you? First of all, you could be crazy. You could put something in that coffee that will make me crazy. And second of all, no thanks. I'm not really in the mood right now for some coffee after you just hit me. So I was like, no, I'm good. And she was like, oh, come on, it's really good. It's really good. Here, just try some. And I'm like, no, I'm really good. She's like, I even put hazelnut creamer in it, and it's so delicious, and it always makes me have such a good day. And I'm like, no, I'm good, thanks. Roll out my window, and she finally just walked to her car. And man, I forgot to tell you what she was wearing. She was wearing a bright pink shirt, bright green pants. She had dreadlocks that were all the way down to her knees, just about. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but they were really long and disgusting. And she was just a really dirty looking lady. And so that also makes me not even want to take anything from this lady. So then the cops get there, and she gets out of the car and starts yelling and screaming and talking about how I tried to poison her by giving her coffee, and she showed the cops that I gave her coffee, that it wasn't even my coffee. So she's saying that I tried to poison her. I slammed on my brakes for no reason. So pretty much it was all my fault, and blah 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 blah. And then she said that I like got out of my car and started beating on her window, telling her to open the door or I'm gonna kill her, and blah blah blah, and all this stuff. And I'm thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna get arrested. Oh my god, I'm gonna get arrested. I was like, this lady was trying to be so nice, like trying to poison me with her coffee, and meanwhile I'm sitting here, didn't even get out of my car yet. Or, well, I did, but not at that point, that she was telling them that I was doing all this shit. So I was like, okay, whatever, lady, like, this is ridiculous. And the cops were just sitting there like, okay, writing everything down. And they're like, ma'am, I'm going to ask you to get out of your car. And they put me in handcuffs and put me in the back of their car and took me downtown. No, I'm just kidding. This whole thing is a lie. I didn't even get into a car accident. I just sat here and came up with that off the top of my head. And it probably wasn't even that funny, but I hope it entertained you somewhat, because I needed to make a commentary. So I just decided to make up a random story and ramble on about it. But I'm gonna go now because I have to do homework and get ready for work. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye! Sorry that I had to cut that out. It was sounding weird and it like went all low. But alright, bye.